Welcome back to Arm Wrestling Dom. Of course, I'm Dom, and it's all things arm wrestling. Got an awesome episode. Today, we speak with Joseph Drellack out of Minnesota. Most of you familiar with his channel and the content that he produces called NBK Media Productions or Natural Born Killer. The iconic green, black, and white logo. Him and Betsy, his lady, do an outstanding job producing content all around the nation, filming tournaments, matches. The channel itself has almost 20,000 subs, so they do an awesome job there. Stay tuned, hear about his journey, what he's doing, and the future of NBK. All right, let's do it. Joseph Drellack, thank you for coming on the show. Your name is widely known in the arm wrestling world. If nobody's heard of your name per se, then they've probably definitely heard or seen some of the videos that you put out there, NBK, or I should say Natural Born Killer Productions. You guys have dozens and dozens of video coverage of matches and tournaments. I believe you guys are almost or right at the 20,000 subs. So you're super busy with that. And to top it off, you're one of the elite poolers in the nation right now in the Hook rankings, has you ranked number 4 at the 154-pound left hand. So not only are you busy with just the business side of it, but you're also busy with training and trying to better yourself. So welcome to the show, Joseph. I'm glad to have you.
Thanks for having me on, first on and foremost. Yeah, everything's been really going good. Super busy, as most of everyone probably knows. Just traveling, trying to hit as many events in the Midwest and then kind of branch off and hit a couple I went to Las Vegas and Reno, Nevada this year. That's about the furthest away that I've went this year. But, yeah, just really pounding the ground, trying to build the brand and hit as many big tournaments as I can, because the bigger tournaments really that's what I'm going for, to try and hit the coverage for.
Right. Before we get into any like future events, I wanted to ask you, you guys just had the NBK 5th annual V-Day Bash. Tell me how that went. Looked like a good turnout.
It was really good. We had it at the Bobbing Bobber Brewery in Hutchinson, Minnesota. It's a really cool place, pet friendly, really good beer. We've been there twice now. So we were there back in March for the Spring Classic, and that one was actually a bit of a bigger turnout, which was kind of weird. It was the first tournament we've ever ran and the first one we've done there. So I was pleasantly surprised to have the entries we had for that one. But this one, this past weekend, it's kind of more just like a birthday present to myself. I get to kind of invite, some of my closest friends and give away some really good awards and payouts for the pros. And I believe we had 68 entries. We paid out $1,126, I think, to the pro class. And then the medals that I get they're pretty big. They're 3-inch by 3-inch, 1/4-inch thick, and I give those away to every class: kids, women, novice, pro. Everyone gets one of those. It's just one of the things I want my events to be known about is having payouts for the pros no matter what, and having really nice awards. It's just, I don't know, I feel like the money's not a big deal, but getting a nice award goes a long way for creating a memory, that lasts.
Absolutely. I mean, I saw several photos and stuff, man. It makes me want to get out to the next one that you have or any other tournament that you're promoting for sure.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, so tell me, man, when did it start? Like, when did arm wrestling
okay, so I'm originally from northern Minnesota. Right now we live in central Minnesota, but originally I'm from northern Minnesota, up by Bemidji, if anyone knows where that is, but still about an hour northeast of there. And, we kind of always arm wrestled as a kid. I don't know many people from Minnesota that haven't at least arm wrestled, their dad or their uncle or their brother or their mom or whoever, We grew up kind of I don't know, I have another brother, and that's kind of how we settled, you know, like who's the toughest dude, you know, like, or who gets the remote control for the night, or, you know, that type of deal.
Yeah.
I grew up loving it, you know, just doing it every now and then like that, and then every now and then in school, there'd be it's like a high school dance or something, and someone would end up arm wrestling there. And my brother was like the most unbeatable dude in my high school that I can remember, and it was just, you know, an aspiration of mine to always beat my brother, and I never could, never could even touch him. And he's about the same size, was about the same size as me. He's not now. He's 2 years older, and he's got 2 kids, so. Sorry, Eric, but that's a burn. Go ahead.
What year was your first tournament? In high school, maybe, or?
No, actually, my first tournament was 2014.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't that long ago. I've only been arm wrestling for 5 years. Just turned 33, so I didn't even start when I was, like, young. I was late 20s, so, not, like, old or anything, but at least, I'd love to have wondered where I'm at if I, say, would have started at, like, 15, 16, you know.
Yeah, I'm 28, so I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah, right? Like, you kind of feel like you're starting a little bit late. Not really, but you just wish you could start a whole lot sooner.
Yep, exactly. But, you know, from all the chatter out there, you know, if you're Todd Hutchins, you know, you just start at 40 and you're good.
Yeah, right? Holy cow. It makes the old dudes, you know, believe in something, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, he's kind of like a unicorn. Does he really exist? Like, is there more of him? Right. I don't know.
X-Men or mutant, yeah. So, first tournament in 2014, and you've been hitting the pavement ever since. How many tournaments do you think you've been to in total? Like wrestling, don't you kind of set up, if you were to be right-handed dominant, you'd kind of use your left arm to set up your right-handed move, right? Yep, exactly.
Yep. I totally get that.
Hey, before I forget, where did the orange tinted glasses that you wear, those things are badass, man.
Okay, I'm either underneath fluorescent lights or in front of a computer screen or in front of a phone screen, or I'm in front of either really, really artificial bright light or phone screens a lot. And the yellow lenses actually block out a lot of the blue spectrum of light.
Right.
So it keeps my my eyes not so, I don't even know. They don't really get dried out. They're just like, they don't get strained as much, and it kind of became a look of mine in my younger years, and then I ended up not wearing them anymore. And then once I started getting into editing a lot again, I just started wearing them, and especially after I started work at UPS, I work there in the mornings, and they're just, the lights there are pretty crazy, so it works out really well for me, and it pisses a lot of people off for some reason. I don't know why my look has that effect on people, but it does, and I kind of enjoy that side of it too, because it's like, man, I don't know how you
got some haters out there.
Yeah, I know. It's like, okay, I love them too, you know?
Let me ask you this. Are you, what's your current weight right now, and are you having to cut to 154 pretty hard?
My current weight right now is hovering right around 170. I haven't did, my eating has been basically just wide open since Michigan State. I've eaten ice cream, pizza, whatever I've wanted, I have just gotten, because I don't have anything really coming up. My training, super strict training for the Arnold Classic's going to start soon, and in which case I'll be back down to 165, probably that 160. If I see 164 sometime in the day, I really enjoy that, where I walk around at that, because the weight cut for me is, not going to lie, it's kind of fun. I actually enjoy cutting weight, and just kind of, I don't know, I don't want to really say experimenting with my body, but just knowing the limits of like food intake and, you know, energy output versus, you know, how far I'm willing to go. And it's been fun. I've been cutting now. My first event to 54 was 2018 in July, end of July. So I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 7 or 8 events at 54 now. And I knew from the first moment, I was like, oh yeah, this is where I'll be competing. Sorry guys, but I'm here to stay.
You look solid, dude. At 154, you look more cut up than anybody else. I mean, you look a mean 154 pounder. It's
definitely fun to walk around a bit more shredded. It keeps your motivation and your confidence pretty high. But for the most part, I can't get too terribly lean because obviously you're going to start attacking, you know, muscle depletion once you get way down there in lean. And then if I have to cut weight on top of that once I'm already down there. On competition day, most of the time when people have seen me, they're like, oh my gosh, like you're 154? Like, no way. And on competition day, I'm not 154. I've been able to rehydrate back up to over 170 by Saturday tournament time. But, you know, I'm still making the weight the day before. So when people are like, well, that's not fair, and it's like, well, not really. I mean, it's fair. Trust me. Everyone's got the option. It's just how far you're willing to go, you know. And the thing is, I'm really only cutting 10 pounds and then just super hydrating 20 on top of from where I started. So it doesn't stick either. That's the other thing that people don't know is, like, I'll put on all that weight, but by the end of Saturday, you know, I'm right back down to 165 to where I'm only 10 pounds over, you know, the quote-unquote weight class.
Let me ask you this, Joseph. What's your training look like as far as, like, how much table time and how much, weights are you doing?
I switch it up a lot, probably every 2 to 3 months. Right now, let's see here. I'm on right nearing the end of like a experimental 6-week like training cycle with a little bit of Ryan Bowen / Todd Hutching. You know, hitting the same vectors, trying to follow his plan, but I don't really follow anyone's plan too strict anymore. I ran into that problem in my beginner years where I kind of just took like my favorite arm wrestlers as like the truth, the absolute truth, and just, you know, go head first into that. But what a new guy doesn't really know and doesn't, it's not that they don't want to tell themselves, but you aren't like that favorite arm wrestler of yours. You know, you don't top roll like him. You don't hook like him. Your endurance isn't his. It's just something you've got to be aware of, that, yes, you can, you know, steal from people's training and experiment here and there, but just know ultimately it's you that you got to find out, you know, how you actually arm wrestle. And then once you find out your strong points and your weak points, a really cool dude, finally got to meet him and hang out with him on a personal level. Alex from Arm Wrestling TV.
Oh,
yeah. I hung out with him in Las Vegas this year, and he said to probably focus on my strength 70% and my weaknesses about 30%. So you're always progressing your best, you know, quote unquote move, or, you know, whatever your spot is, to always be making sure that you're working that. And that's kind of where I went. I'm just, table time for me when I'm training, like really training for, say, a super match. For example, this last super match I had was with Matt Borden. I was training twice a week on the table with, my gym sessions were 6 to 7 days a week. If I skipped a day, it was probably Sunday because I had to work late / early morning at UPS, and I was like, I can skip one day. But otherwise, I was doing 2 times, two training sessions in my gym a day. Our spare bedroom is converted to basically an arm wrestling man cave. There's 3 tables in there, right now there's 3 tables. There's been as many as 5 in there, but there's 3 in there. There's 3 in there right now. 2 of them ready to practice on. One of them's set up in front of my my pulley tower, and then I've got my editing computer and stuff sandwiched away in my closet so that I can still stand up and edit and just take a break from that and go right into a set or anything like that. It's really nice. I kind of have to give a major shout out to my other half, Betsy, because without her, none of this really gets to happen, and she allows the crazy training and the people coming over, and she puts up with a lot of my BS, just put it that way.
What's her name again?
Betsy.
Betsy, thank you so
much.
Yeah,
she's the one who makes everything happen behind the scenes, and so it's like two times a day. I'll do in the morning. Normally I'll do a blood flow, like recovery, just super high rep. I never really count my reps. I'll just go until I feel like my skin's gonna rip off, or like I feel like I'm good for that set, or it just all depends on. I'll listen to however my elbow or my shoulders or my back or whatever I'm working. As soon as I feel like I'm ready to either switch to the other arm or switch to a different workout in the circuit, it just depends on. And for the most part, it's recovery, high volume in the morning, and then I'll get like I'd say medium to heavy. I never really go like stupid heavy. Every now and then I'll test my 1 rep, but it's not on a certain day of the week. It's not any, like, there's no schedule to it. It's only, let's say I'm feeling really good. I'm fresh for the day, and I'm warmed up, and all of a sudden I'm like, you know what, I'm going to see how much I can pronate off a load pin, or I'm going to see how much I can lat drag on a 2-inch handle on my cable, or, something like that. It never, that's probably one thing that's, I don't want to say it's held me back, but I always wonder where could I be if I'd been charting everything really, really strict, like,
Mm-hmm. We only have a couple minutes left, so one of the last questions I wanted to ask you, where do you want to take MBK Media Productions? What's the future goal there?
My future hopes with MBK is to relocate to the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. We are looking at finding a piece of property with either a house or like an open shop layout to where we can build basically an arm wrestling gym on one side, and then on the other side have access to a video lab. Betsy is really into art, like canvas art and stuff like that, so we wanted to have an art studio and then also have room to have our dogs and have our foster program get started for that, and really just have the ability to host tournaments at our house, invite anyone that we want to have there, and also have the ability to put them up and host them in all forms.
Very cool. I'm gonna come up there for 2 weeks and just chill on the couch up there when y'all get ready.
More than welcome, dude, and just hold on tight because we have fun. Let me tell you what.
Nice. All right, and then as far as social media platforms, where can people find you? What's the best spot?
You can find us MBK Media Productions, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Those are the big 3 we are on, and we are always normally there. And when I say we, I mean basically me. Betsy doesn't do any of the editing, but you might see her in some videos or pictures. But essentially, it's just her and I. It's a 2-person team. We like it to keep it that way.
Nice. Joseph, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. I'll have to definitely chat with you again in the future.
Hey, thanks for having me on, and we'll talk in the future, man.
All right, and actually, before I forget, I'll actually be at the Arnold, so I'll probably see you there in March.
Oh, well, yeah, dude, we'll hang out in March. I'll buy you a beer, dude.
Same here. Thanks, Joseph.
Later, man.
All right, bye.